Is it recording now?
Yeah.
Oh.
You betcha.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, I'm Randy Dial with CLA, and I'm here to kick off another awesome Synergize event. Why Synergize? Because it's a group of people that do nothing but love on each other, hug on each other, and just support one another in this community. Here today to really introduce a phenomenal guest, another nonprofit that we can continue to get to know and love. But this is a really special week as well. It's going to be Thanksgiving week when we have this Synergize event. So we want as many people coming to this event with thankful hearts, with thankful hugs, and really taking time to get to know and love each other, to celebrate truly the blessings we have, knowing each other and having opportunities to hold meetings like this. So keep that in mind as we head into Thanksgiving week and the night for this 4:30 meetup. So without any further ado, I'm going to kick it over to Mr. John Lowe's of the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office Community Foundation. That's a mouthful. And he's going to share a little bit more about what they do, what this means to them, and how we can impact them. John?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for being here this afternoon. And I just want to talk about the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office Community Foundation. And we started in 2019. We needed a way so that when money came in that we could use it for the community. And at the Sheriff's Office, when money is donated to the Sheriff's Office, it would have to go to the general fund and be appropriated. And there are certain limitations on what we can spend that on. So we created the Community Foundation. Sheriff Quakenbush came up with that idea, and so we did that. And our mission is to foster relationships between law enforcement and the community. And our goals are to give back to those that are less fortunate, specifically children. And then we want to give back or help out our hardworking employees to make sure that they are recognized for the efforts that they do. Some of the things that we do each year, and some of you may have heard about it before, is we have our back to school shopping event. We take children from the Hamilton Heights School District because we provide the school resource officers for that district, and we help the kids that are in need so that they have the clothing and the items that they need to go back to school. Sometimes when you look good, you have a little bit better self-esteem, feel better about yourself, and don't worry about those types of things. You can concentrate on school and those types of things. And then also we do the Christmas shopping event. And the Christmas shopping event, we take kids from all over Hamilton County.
How ironic is it that there are sirens going by?
That's right. We have kids from all over Hamilton County. We usually get the kids from the youth assistance programs. They provide us names, and we do the shopping, and we actually get our Sheriff's Department vehicles together, and we deliver the vehicles to the kids at their house. We usually have Santa Claus with us, a bunch of deputies there, and you can see the kids' faces light up. We really are making an impact on those families, on those children. And, they may be in situations where they don't always have positive interaction with law enforcement. So it's important that we have that for the children, and they get to see law enforcement in a different light. They get to connect with us on a personal level. So those are two of the main things that we do throughout the year. We have had opportunities where, like, a family member of one of our, an extended family of one of our law enforcement officers had the primary breadwinner pass away, and wintertime, the heat goes out, we're able to help get the furnace going back up. And so there's ways we can support our employees and their families. We also had an employee who had a child that was in the hospital, and while he was away, someone was taking care of his house. The garage door literally fell down, and we were able to have the company come in and do that. Also, earlier this year, we had one of our employees, the animal control officer, passed away from COVID, and we were able to help his wife by fixing up some things with the roof and painting and just some things around the house. So we were able to help out. So it's not always just funding. Sometimes it's the people that are going. Our employees are going out there together, working to accomplish this and make sure things are done.
Well, John, let me interrupt a couple things. So I'm sure that whoever watches this video is going to hear the sirens going by as we spoke, and I could tell you pause for a minute when you hear sirens. Is it in your blood, in your role and what you've done in your career? Tell us a little bit about how you got to where you are today, maybe, and then when you hear sirens, does it make you kind of stop and think for a minute?
Sure. So a little bit about my career. I started in Hamilton County with the Westville Police Department, and I worked my way up from officer. I did field training officer, DARE, crash reconstruction, field training officer. Then I was a patrol sergeant, patrol lieutenant. Went to be the patrol captain for a little over 4 years, and then Chief Rush asked me to move to the investigations division, and I was like, Chief, I've never done that before. And he's like, leadership is leadership. So I moved over there and moved into the investigations division for a little over 4 years as the captain of investigations. I retired out with the Westville Police Department when Dennis was elected sheriff, and then he brought me over as the chief deputy. So I've been here about 4 years now, and it's just amazing the things that the people that I work with have worked with in law enforcement. And I think in public safety in general, when we hear the sirens, we are drawn to that because somebody's probably in need, something's going on, and we want to be able to help in any way that we can. And in that case, it looked like the fire department was going, so hopefully everybody's okay.
Well, maybe tell everyone, besides giving money, and you mentioned connecting, law enforcement to the community, tell everyone that'll be here or coming to this event why they want to be here and some of the other things they could know about. I know there's events that they could be, gearing for in 2023 that you've talked about. So I just give everyone a sense of what else you got going on that they can get involved in.
Okay, well, some of the ways that they can be involved in, they could just be like volunteers at some of our events. They don't have to necessarily give a financial donation, but their time. And like, for instance, under our foundation, our Citizens Academy falls underneath that. Well, we have a Citizens Academy Alumni Association that's like 72 strong. And so these people are constantly coming out to events and helping out. So people could do that. They could come to our Citizens Academy to meet the members of the Sheriff's Office, learn what we do in a little bit more intimate setting. And so I think that's one of the ways they could do that. But the events where that they could come out to, we have coming up on May 6th, we have our corporate SWAT challenge, and it's the first time that we've done this event, or will be the first time that we've done this event. And we're going to limit it to 15 teams the first time, but it's going to be a fun team atmosphere where people are challenged physically, and also they have to do some strategic thinking or planning to get through these events. And they will be working alongside like members of our tactical teams, kind of giving them some input on how to maybe approach some of the events. But they could come out and see that. We're also going to make it a community day, so there will be, the kids can go through our vehicles, they can see some of the other equipment and things that we have, get to meet the officers. So that's going to be a good event, and I think it will be a good, it brings everybody together, but at the same time there will be that fundraising aspect, and so we look forward to that. And then also in October of each year we have the Heroes Run, and we've had that for 2 years now. This year we had over 300 bibbed runners in the event, and so it was really good. We brought in about $23,000 for the Community Foundation, and that is really going to help fund us so that we can do our events, so that we can really take care of the people in the community that are less fortunate, and also reward our hardworking employees and help take care of their families in ways that we can. But if anybody's interested in helping out, they can always reach out to the Sheriff's Office, and we can find a way to kind of get them plugged into the Sheriff's Office, the Community Foundation, because we really do want to work well with the community. Sheriff Quakenbush always says, or he says it regularly, we're just lucky that we get paid to do this, but it's really all of our responsibility to work together to keep Hamilton County safe, to take care of one another. And so I think that's why it's a good fit for us to come into the 4:30 meetup, because I always hear you talk about relationships over everything, and that's really what it's about. It's really about connecting with the community and taking care of the kids. And I can't tell you all the things that I do when we get to deal with the kids and we see the smile on their face, and they weren't going to have the school clothes or the items they needed, or they weren't going to get probably any gifts at all, or maybe something really small, but they get to have something that I think sometimes we all take for granted. So it's just an amazing feeling to see that.
Yeah, and we talk at the meetup the concept called ROI, ripples of impact. And so I think what you're hearing here is they have ability to impact kids. And think of the ripples that has throughout a lifetime for a child that maybe have nothing, and this organization can surround them with the needs that they have at this current time. So, CLA is blessed to be the sponsor of this event. We sponsor several of these, each year. Just continuing to love on each other, hug on each other, and continuing to having these ripples, I think is something that just gives me a warm feeling in my heart, and I'm so glad to be here and supporting another great nonprofit organization. I mean, as we close this out, John, any closing words or anything else you want to add before we actually get to the event itself?
I think it's important that you do think about those ripples and how you impact other people, and we have to be compassionate and really care about the people that live in our community. And being compassionate sometimes costs sacrifices. Like, you do have to maybe dig a little bit deeper to make that donation, or to go to the event, or whatever it may be. Like coming up on this Thanksgiving time, there are many pantries and different things like that where people will be packing boxes and maybe making deliveries. And it's important that you dig a little bit deeper and you give of yourself to make a difference, because things like this, I get to talk about it, but things like this don't happen without the people behind the scenes that are doing the work. But there has to be people doing that. So, just think about those ripples and make sure that you give just a little bit more than maybe is even comfortable, whether it's time, talent, your finances, whatever it is. So we just need to think about that and realize that we're making a difference each and every day. And specifically, and we made that part of it. It's at the Sheriff's Community Foundation. We want to help those that are less fortunate, but we added the part that said specifically children, because it's very important that we take care of them, because like you said, they're going to be the leaders in the next generation, and they need to understand that there are people that care about them, and then hopefully they can mimic that behavior in the future. So I think it's just really important that we do that.
Well, thank you for all you do. I'm looking forward to the event. Again, very special 4:30 meetup. It's Thanksgiving week. We should see all of you at this event. Please come out, meet John, hear more, and lean in. Let's continue to impact the community.